Hello, my fellow limitless HBICs, or my sexy, sassy, saucy limitless HBICs, sometimes snarky. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, and evening? How are you all? Let's get right into this. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens that just went by. And I have a channel membership waiting for approval for the second channel membership. I have TikTok, I have Instagram. I would love for you to join me everywhere. And if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe. Give me a like. Hang out with me for a little bit. This little nugget was brought up in a live stream recently. I was asked a question about a specific person, and it went into deeper conversation. So I want to ask you to ask yourself something. I want you to take a moment. Take a moment to remember. Now this is I want you to take a look at your life in the romantic love category and look backwards. Look through all the different romantic encounters you have had, any previous relationships. I want you to take a look at it. And I want you to ask yourself. Now, this can be if you're manifesting someone you already know and you've already had maybe a relationship with. This could be, if you're manifesting new love, but I want you to look at all your previous relationships. And I want you to ask yourself, when you first encountered this specific person. Now, you might not have known about manifesting then, and that doesn't matter. That's not what we're getting at. I want you to remember when you first encountered that specific person, so your previous boyfriends or girlfriends, when you first encountered them and they showed interest in you, and then maybe a relationship sparked. In those extremely early days of encountering your previous peeps, do you remember how you felt during that time? Do you remember how you felt maybe the day you met your specific person? Do you remember where your mind was at in those moments? I'll share my own experience. In every single previous relationship that I have ever been in, literally every single relationship, every one, when I first encountered that person where they were showing a interest in me, I was on top of the world in those moments, not because of their interest, meaning the moments right before they showed up and as they were in the midst of declaring their interest in me. I was in a state of consciousness where I was on top of the world. Didn't have a care in the world, didn't care if I was in a relationship, really wasn't looking for anything. I was just having a damn good time every single time. And why is that? Because that was a state of consciousness that I was in at the time. I was in a state where I wasn't concerned, I wasn't desperate, I wasn't needy, I didn't care. I was calm, cool, collected, feeling awesome about myself. And then as the relationship or the romance continued, maybe after the first month or so, the insecurity started. Now we know better. They're not just insecurities. They're limiting beliefs and assumptions connected to the state you are embodying. And I bet you all have had somewhat of a similar experience. And it's all due to a shift of state. So if you're currently struggling and you're in the midst of manifesting a specific person, maybe you're not struggling. Maybe you're just taking a look at your 3D and realizing nothing's working. Nothing's manifested yet. You're affirming, and nothing has worked. No movement, nothing. Doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. But take a look at who you are being in this moment, what state you're embodying. And that could be the answer that you're looking for. And ask yourself what you're thinking and feeling about yourself right now. See the connection? Do you see the connection? It's who you're being. It's who you're being, and it's who you were being back then. Period. Listen, you can use whatever tool or technique you desire. Manifestation is not a one way of doing it process. I don't even like looking at it as a goddamn process. There's not one way to manifest. There is not. Not one. Whether you affirm, visualize, script, practice embodiment, inner conversations, even utilizing revision. Those are all tools and techniques to get you into the state of being, of having your manifestation, or at minimum, entering into a state where your manifestation is possible. See, some of us have some really hardcore beliefs that stumble around with us a little bit longer than we like, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible to get what you want. There are infinite states of consciousness, infinite, which means infinite combinations of different beliefs and assumptions. So don't panic. There's nothing wrong. Find the technique that you resonate with and start utilizing that ASAP. And begin deciding that you are who you want to be. And watch the 3D change. Watch it begin recalibrating to match, to reflect who you think you are, who you are being. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.